We generally think of laziness as a bad thing. I'm beginning to wonder, though, if laziness is something other than the moral evil we usually think of it as. We all have a lot of stuff to do. Our to-do lists are slammed, our inboxes are bristling, our schedules are full. We don't have time for inappropriate laziness. But does laziness have a flip side that could actually help improve one's productivity? Could it be the necessary yin to productivity's yang? Richard Feynman was a brilliant guy. He lived from 1918 to 1988 and played an influential role in higher education, national defense, and politics. He had an intense and demanding schedule. People expected him to teach, research, write, and solve difficult problems in the field of theoretical physics. But Feynman was burning out. Here's how he described his experience. "So I got this new attitude. Now that I'm burned out and I'll never accomplish anything, I've got this nice position at the university teaching classes which I rather enjoy, and just like I read Arabian Nights for pleasure, I'm going to play with physics, whenever I want to, without worrying about any importance whatsoever." In other words, Feynman was ready to chill out for a while. One day, however, he was in the Cornell cafeteria after a meal. He was having a leisurely moment. He wasn't holding an iPhone because this was the 1960s. Instead, he was watching a cafeteria worker throwing and spinning plates in the air. And that's when it happened. It was Feynman's eureka moment. Watching the spinning airborne plates, he accidentally stumbled onto a physics discovery that earned him the Nobel Prize. It could very well have been that Archimedes was taking a leisurely bath when he suddenly realized the principle of displacement and proceeded to streak through Syracuse. It probably isn't true that Newton was napping under an apple tree when he was rudely awakened by an object lesson in gravity. But the principles of these stories have merit. Restful moments are often followed by productive or creative bursts. The human brain has something known as the default mode network, or DMN, a pattern of interconnected regions of the brain that talk to each other in meaningful ways. It's called the default network because this is the network that the brain falls back on by default, when it's not involved in a specific mentally demanding task. The DMN springs to life when we relax, when we daydream, when we think about the past or future, or when we think about ourselves. Our DMN is responsible for organizing the disparate information that our brains take in during the course of the day. It's the method that our mind uses to clear away the rubble and to pave the way for that feeling of a clear mind. Although you may feel as if you're just relaxing, your brain is actually hard at work. All that's going on in the background, the organization, sifting, filing, rearranging, it's a critical part of mental health. Activating the DMN requires deactivating in other ways. Relaxing, vegging, being lazy. But how do we do it right? How do we do lazy in a productive way? First, let's dial back on the lazy verbiage, because that might get in the way of understanding the message. The word lazy is a strong word, which is why it's in the title of this video. But it's also a pejorative word, one that's almost always used negatively. What I want you to see is the positive side of downtime, relaxation, resting, unplugging, unwinding, and resetting. Rest, if we choose to use that word, is a good thing. We simply can't be productive, creative, or even functional without it. Here are a few of the ways that you can engage the power of laziness to supercharge your life and allow you to thrive. Get the right amount of sleep. Your brain needs sleep. Make the effort to reorient your brain's attitude towards sleep. Take a daily nap. Napping is a powerful memory booster, life giver, and DMN turner on. Structure some unstructured time into your schedule. Use time productively to not do anything that seems productive. Give your employees some unstructured free time. To help your team with this, see what Google used to do with its 20% time, providing employees paid time to work on something apart from their regular assignments. LinkedIn, Apple, and Microsoft do the same thing. Unstructured time can lead to unexpected breakthroughs. Take a day off work. If you can't afford a day, try an afternoon. Don't dive into your to-do list or catch up on some things. Just unwind, rest, then exercise, walk, think, daydream. Play games for 5 minutes. Just 5. Set a timer. Have a cup of coffee or tea without doing anything, not even on your phone. This is harder than it sounds. 5 minutes of sipping a beverage without reaching for a mobile device is something that people used to do in the 1930s, I think. Meditate. It's mental training, not necessarily a religious or spiritual exercise. Although some religions and forms of spirituality teach specific types of meditation, the actual exercise of meditation is more about being mindful of yourself and your surroundings than it is about connecting with a higher power. Play a game with your kids. Let your kids pick a game, preferably something offline, and just enjoy it with them. Candyland doesn't require a ton of mental exertion. Take a slow walk. A walk, whether by yourself or with friends and family, can be a great way to relax and unwind. Productivity is great. We love the feeling of eating goals for breakfast, plowing through a to-do list, and making things happen. But without the opposite, a positive form of laziness, productivity wouldn't happen. We need both. We need to hustle, and we need equal permission to be lazy now and again. What's your Feynman moment? What discoveries did you make during your downtime? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.